Alright guys, um, I'm doing this demonstration on covered bottom flap again because of all the questions you have asked on how to fold, how to lay the fabric and all of that. Now this is, let's take for instance that this is a long fabric, okay, and you have folded it in two. This is the inside of the fabric and this is the outside of the fabric, okay. Now if you are cutting a male cover button shirt, this side, this part will be your buttonhole area. That will be 5 inches, okay, from this point. All right, and then here will be your button area that you will have to add 2 inches, okay. Now to make it simple for us, I did these little markings. All right, first and foremost, you can decide after folding your fabric in two like this, okay, you can flip this one away. Then you measure first and foremost your 5 inches. Hmm? I have measured mine and I have marked it already, my 5 inches. I did the same thing down here, 5 inches. Now the next thing to do, remember that there's a flap allowance for the bottom side that is 2 inches, okay, which starts from the 2 inches start from this point to somewhere here. So you measure your 2 inches. This is my 2 inches, and the same thing down here. After doing that, you now bring this guy. This guy will now start from here, okay, this point, okay, because if you measure from here to here, it's 3 inches. That is the difference that I have always said. This is 3 inches. From here to here is 3 inches, and same for here to here too. So this upper one that will carry the flap, okay, the bottom flap, will start from the point of this point, okay. So this is where it starts from, okay, and then you can now mark the 2 inches that you marked on top here to show that this is the point that you will notch, this is the point that you will notch. Now after doing this, the next thing to do is, guys, note that this is not a full fabric for a full shirt, okay. This is just for demonstration purpose, okay. Now after marking, you will realize that there's a space of 3 inches here. You get, now if you add this 3 inches to these 2 inches, it becomes 5 inches for this guy. All right, now if you minus these 3 inches, you are left with 2 inches for this guy. But that is not what we are saying now. The next thing to do is to administer your measurements by, doing your regular shoulder. And note that your shoulder starts from this point. That's your neck, start from this point of 2. So let's do our shoulder. Take 2 inches downward, you measure, you slant, then you do your 3 by 3 for an adult shirt. 3 3 for an adult shirt, and you curve. You curve. You curve. Now make sure that you extend the line to this point. You see, now at this point you still measure your 2 inches so that you'll be able to notch it when the time comes. This is your point of 2 inches. You do your armhole depending on what your armhole is. Since this fabric is not big, I'll just do a small armhole. So all these ones you already know. So you do your armhole, you bring down your shirt, okay, from the armhole, do your curve. Now note that the main thing I'm trying to show us here is one, how to determine the point of our 2 inches and our 5 inches, and how to fold it, Okay, these are the two things I am trying to do here right now. So I'm going to cut. Okay, now this point of 2 inches here, you will have to notch it here. You will notch it because that will be the point of your folding of both 2 inches and 5 inches respectively. So you notch, you notch. Now I'm going to demonstrate how the folding is done right away. First and foremost, this is the point of our 2 inches where the bottom flap is. So we will fold. You fold it in at the point of the notches. You fold in, see one, then bring it out, fold the 1 inch in to the point where the line is, and fold in again. You can see. Then you iron, and that's it. So when it's time to stitch, your stitch should be just here, all the way, okay? Your stitch should be here all the way, so it runs all the way, right? Then you can do your folding. Now this is the main thing that everyone has been asking about, okay? Now this is our 2 points of 5 inches, okay? Now you fold in at the point of notches, you fold in at the point of notches, iron, okay? You iron. Then, like I said, pick your tape. For me, I don't use tape anymore, and measure 1.5 inches from here to here is 1.5 inches. You can mark, and then come down here, do the same thing and mark. Okay, this is the wideness you want down here. So you pick this one up, hold that point that you have marked, and flip this one forward. Okay, make sure that that folding is at that 1.5 inches wide under. Then you iron. After ironing, the next thing to do is to fold inward again. Now if you note, this under one is longer than this upper one. Okay, it should be like that because you won't want the inner one to overshoot the outer one. So you iron, hope you can see. Now our covered button is taking shape. Okay, this is the outer one that will cover the inner one, and this is where our button holes will be. Now after doing this, this is the point that everybody find difficult. After folding it inward, okay, the next thing to do is to hold this upper one, bring it out, like this, all right, and then hold it again, take it in wide. Okay, you can see the first ironing here. You take it in, then hold the point where the line is and fold inward. You see, now you have tucked in the excess. All right, the excess you have succeeded in tucking it in. Let me show us. You see, this is the excess. It has been folded inward. So now after doing this, you can now go to your sewing machine, can now go to your sewing machine and see, you stitch here. Make sure that, let's say this is the foot, this is the foot of my machine, it should be on this edge like this. So as your needle comes, it is on top of your fabric properly, and your stitch should be right on the edge, just like my line here. Because if you do it a little inward like this, it will hold everything from the beginning to the end. It will hold all the fabrics you folded. See? So at the end of the day, this is your stitch and this is your covered button. So if you flip this guy over like this, you can see that there's nothing obstructing it here, and this is what you will get when eventually you join your shirt to the back. This is what you get, something like this. All right, so this is it, how to fold, how to cut, and all.